The Terminator and Terminator 2 are two of the greatest sci-fi action movies of all time. Iron Man is one of the best Marvel characters ever put to screen. Now, both of these have similar plot lines, actually. The Terminator is all about an AI taking over to destroy the world, and the same thing happens with Ultron in the MCU if you think about it. So that got me thinking, what if Iron Man and the Terminator were in the same universe? The year is 1991, and Howard Stark has recently been murdered by the Winter Soldier. Now, Tony Stark, Howard's son, has taken his company further than his father could have ever dreamed of, but he hasn't become Iron Man yet. However, little does Tony know that one day his own technology, aka the soon-to-be-completed Ultron project, will turn on mankind and instigate nuclear destruction, which kills 3 billion people. But for now, Tony is the world's most eligible bachelor, who's sleeping his way through Malibu, California. However, everything just goes to shit one day when a number of different people throughout the city with the same name as Tony start getting gunned down by the Terminator, a creation of Ultron from the year 2029. The Terminator eventually makes its way to Tony's mansion, but Tony and his assistant Pepper Potts are rescued by a soldier from the future named Nick Fury, and we soon discover that one day, Tony and an unknown woman will have a son together named John Stark, who will lead humanity in the war against the machines and assume the mantle of Iron Man. John Stark in the future will lead a resistance movement that's named S.H.I.E.L.D. So now Tony and Pepper along the way discovered an attraction for each other that was really always there, but really just needed a little push, aka a life or death situation. Now of course, as you can probably expect, Pepper turns out to be John's mother. Now also along the way, Tony recognizes the destruction of what he's created, and he promises to stop all weapons manufacturing. In the end, Nick Fury sacrifices his eye protecting Tony, while Tony himself creates the first ever Iron Man suit, which he uses to destroy the Terminator. So now in the second movie, Iron Man 2 Judgment Day, Tony officially ceases the creation of all weapons at Stark Industries, and he tries to convince Obadiah Stane to shut down the Ultron project because of what's going to happen in the future. But Obadiah, of course, doesn't believe him, and he has Tony declared mentally unfit to run the company. So Tony becomes an alcoholic, severely depressed about the future war that he can't do anything about. But Pepper is there to help him pick himself back up again. Obadiah then completes Ultron, which as preordained creates nuclear destruction. Tony and Pepper then have their son John, who Tony raises to be the next Iron Man and the savior of humanity. So yeah, I wanted to talk about the Terminator really badly on this channel, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I've ever gotten a Terminator request, but I just thought it would be a fun thing to do. Because I did the American Psycho Spider-Man crossover, and that invited in all these potential crossover ideas. And I hope to do all of the ones that you've requested eventually. There was definitely some ones down there in the comments that I was like really eager to do, and I hope to do them very soon. But this was one that I personally wanted to do, because I recently rewatched the first two Terminator movies, which are the only Terminators worth seeing in my opinion. Okay, 3 and Salvation aren't too bad, but you get what I mean. None of them are as good as the first two. And, you know, I just thought it would be interesting to cross it over with Iron Man. You know what I mean? Like, kind of humanity using, you know, their own kind of weapons against them, even if it's different. You get what I mean? Like, a robotic suit against, you know, cybernetic organisms. I don't know. That was just kind of an idea I had. And yeah, I just think that Terminator is awesome, and I really wanted to talk about the Terminator movies eventually, and I'm glad I finally got to. And yeah, I mean, a lot of you guys have been asking me to make more videos about Iron Man, and I haven't talked about him a whole lot on this channel, and I like Iron Man, I really do. He's not one of my favorite Marvel heroes. My favorite Marvel heroes would be Spider-Man, the X-Men, and Captain America, but Iron Man's definitely up there for me. I really do like his character. You have to understand, when the first Iron Man movie came out, out, I was only 7 years old, and I wasn't really able to appreciate that movie when it came out. It took me a while to get around to it. Like, it really was Captain America that got me into the MCU. It wasn't until years later I finally watched Iron Man again for the first time since I was 7, and I'm like, why did I ever not like this movie? And now Iron Man is genuinely, in my opinion, one of the best MCU movies. The first one, that is. The second and third aren't bad, but it definitely peaks with the first one, in my opinion. And yeah, I just thought it would be kind of fun and cool to cross Iron Man and the Terminator. And yeah, I took some creative liberties, like having Nick Fury be from the future, changing S.H.I.E.L.D. to the Resistance against the Machines, stuff like that. Making it so Tony and Pepper have a son instead of a daughter. I considered just keeping it the daughter, but I didn't want to stray too far from the Terminator mythos. So if you want to pretend that it was a daughter instead of a son, you can go ahead. I don't mind that. But yeah, so let me know in the comments down below if you think this was a fun scenario or if you think it was stupid. Part of me felt like this was a stupid scenario, but I had fun with it, right? And honestly, for me, I'm just glad I had a fun time making it. So I'm hoping you at least have a fun time watching it. Let me know what you think about it in the comments down below, and give this video a thumbs up, please, and share with all of your friends on all your various social media platforms. And speaking of social media, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Rinsler_Productions, and I'll see all of you in the next video.